Yo, Phil Black, Creative Drive, back on the highway. And I got a flash drive I had brought to the studio with me. I didn't realize I had like all of my music on this flash drive from all the albums I dropped. I'm thinking it's all the albums and little loose joints and singles and loosies I never put out. And this is a song, it just came on that I was talking to y'all about last week, or maybe the week before, with Phase G. This joint was called God Made Me. I think I was like 22 probably. That's why I blaze a blunt for the day. Fuck all you haters with something to say. God made me that way. I just can't live enough for the day. That's why I blaze a blunt for the day. Fuck all you haters with something to say. God made me that way.
It's Phil Black, the American dream. Share with my team, cause I want to sort of clean, and they share with me. Nowadays, on this world, man, it's scary to me. Hope to make a home in that sweet chariot seat. No wife, this music is married to me.
Monogamous, dedicated, so I can say that I made it. I'm next rated. Spanking new, spectated. On the rise to the top, every step sacred.
Cold summers,
Hot winters.
the plot thickens.
What in the Charles Dickens?
This is the price of my sin.
If I could die right now and go to heaven, I'll be gone in a minute.
Nobody cares, you probably will miss it.
When I reach
The end of my flesh and my mission on earth. With a
buried deep in the dirt after riding out hurts. The last one to cry probably hurts worse the first. I'll probably be the person who I thought loved me the least. The sea spirit out of this world, my soul floating. Catching the contact with my niggas smoking.
get drunk around the same time.
They pour they lick on the ground. God damn, they really missing me now.
Reminiscing, thinking, goddamn.
Bobby was wild.
Pleasure and pain. Shed a couple tears with a smile of heaven's a game. Swear to God, I'm gone right now, but that's
It's just a thought, hope it doesn't happen for a long while.
I just can't live enough for the day.
That's why I blaze a blunt for the day.
So fuck all the haters.
Something to say, God made me that way. I just can't live enough for the day. That's why I blaze a blunt for the day. Fuck all you haters with something. It's like 2004. That ain't real.
So you gotta eat, take it if you wanna live. My nigga told me to say money is death. I call him crazy. You say, I hold your breath on me, you killing yourself. My state of mind, shaking, feeling depressed. I'm getting blood.
Just deal with this mess.
You know the story best for me, myself, and I. Dealing with stress, feel like you came for my innocence. Torture for involvement in this other shit. It's
So I
hard to
keep my head above the water.
Niggas I know push shit around like they sleeping quarters.
Risk of freedom.
I know we free, we drink, sleep, won't
Getting high.
corrupted by the devil, keep myself a mad evil. I got a grudge against myself for getting caught up, dog. I can't explain it, but it's fucked up, y'all just listen. And if you better yourself and you another victim, try to be good, but you messed up in the crooked system, say you had me. And this grass made me feel happy, and my Christian shit, nah, nigga, I'm just living with no true religion. I have to pray, but God don't listen, spirit, how I feel it. Niggas say the state opinions that be real, they wanna kill me. But I ain't dumb, I can feel them when they plotting on me.
My nose itchy.
I promise with every breath, but die before you take whatever's left to win. Cause all that's left for me and down for me, nigga.
How do you figure you could ever go against my pride?
Basic looking for me, the poor that's in me besides. You can never truly hurt me. I done ran into spit out from the earth above me in a hurry.
If you're worthy.
I see life as a fucking joke. Remember when it used to be the shit, but now I wanna choke. But while I'm breathing, I'ma stay away from dreaming. No reason to hold the girlfriend, all that's left for me in death, no.
I just can't live enough for the day. That's why I blaze a blunt for the day. Fuck all you haters with something to say. God made me that way. I just can't live enough for the day. That's why I blaze a blunt for the day. Fuck all you haters with something to say. God made me that way. Yeah, that was off the American Dream album. Yeah, that was, I think, what, 20-something years, 22 years ago. I remember I recorded that in the back room of my parents' house when I had a studio set up in there. That was when I had first, around the time when I had got the Logic, the first Logic boards. And they had 24 tracks on them, the automated joints. Who made that beat, yo? think Jawan might have made that beat. Yeah, Jawan from Jacksonville. He used to play ball. Yeah, I think he made that beat. And yeah, that album was crazy. I had beats from him, had beats from Gerald on there. Gerald from Jacksonville. Well, Frank had a beat on there. I think Peso. I had a couple. Yeah. I produced a couple on there. I think that's it. Me, Frank, Peso, Jawan, and Gerald. Yeah. Might have been one other producer, I can't remember. But yeah, man, just listening to all these old joints, man. Like, damn. I got a lot of different type of joints over the years. I gotta figure out a way, something I can do with this. Like make a book or something with all these rhymes and songs. This I said, speaking like at a funeral, I was like, yo, the last one to cry probably hurts most. Said the first one will probably be the person I thought loved me the least. Like, you never know. Like, even with grief, you never know how you'll process pain and grief. Cause I remember, like when Chris Williams passed, and my granddad passed. It was just wild. You know, like the grief hit different because it didn't hit for a while for my granddad. It hit like, I don't know, maybe months later. It was at least months later, man. One day I just broke down, got in. I don't know, man. I feel like it's crazy because like when people do pass that you was close to, part of, you know what I mean? Part of them kind of becomes you. It would be like certain parts of their personality is something about it to where it's like they don't leave you. The ones that you were close to, that you had a relationship with, that, you know, just be little certain things or thoughts that's always a reminder, and it makes you feel like that's like almost a form of communication. Spirit out of this world, my soul floating, catching the contact with my niggas smoking, getting drunk around the same time they pour liquor on the ground. What if that was some shit like, you know what I mean? Cause like, you know, like in Liberia, West Africa, Nashi mom from, like her, they dig a hole in the ground and they offered it to the ancestors, like whatever they like to eat, you know, whatever they like to drink, do they smoke, you know, things that they love, they put it in the hole as an offering. And what if that's the thing? What if the soul, you know what I mean, that's floating at wherever the soul is, what if it does get some kind of nourishment from something that was, you know, a thought, a physical thing from the earth that goes into the atmosphere or into the ground. The smoke goes into the atmosphere. If your soul in the atmosphere, your body went back into the ground to, you know, fertilize the earth. So, in a sense, when that liquor get poured in the ground, and you pouring the liquor for somebody, you know, maybe, you know what I mean? Maybe they get a little soul buzz. You know what I mean? That smoke in the air might give them a little smoke contact, soul contact. You know, you never know, man. You just don't know. Crazy, man. I got a lot of collabs with a lot of people over the years too. A lot. I got a couple albums worth of just collab songs I've done. Like some good ones too, man. You know, I got songs with a lot of people that was like top level. You know, 'cause I only did songs with people I thought was like the shit, you know. Like, if I did a song with someone, or if I do a song with someone, it's because I really feel like they got some, you know, high level shit. Something they, you know what I mean? Something they bringing that's like unique and different. That's like, sometimes just be like, yo, can somebody just nice with the bars, and it's like, and it just is challenging to do it, because you know, especially like on a song where you gotta go first. If you going first on a song and you know you going first, it's too precious, yo. It's the going first is one type of pressure, then going last is a different type of pressure. Cause like when you going first, you know, if you write your shit, record first, and everybody get to really build off your shit, you really gotta get your shit off. Cause after, you know what I mean, everybody else got the reference. So it's like, you better make it hard for them to keep up. You feel me? And that's what's gonna make the song great anyway. The first verse go crazy. Anybody else on the song gotta go. You got to. And even if you usually don't go, you're gonna have to go this time. Fun, man. It's fun. It's like, I got this one song, it's called Don't Force It. I feel like that song was supposed to be on the album, to Bring the DJ Back album. We never even put that one out. And I think that's one of the best songs too. There's no feature, but it's like, I feel like I might drop that as a single. I think I'm gonna drop that one as a single. Wish I knew the exact dates of I recorded or wrote all these songs. That's what I gotta start doing. I gotta start tagging the origin of when I write the rhyme. When I start a rhyme or a song, boom. First thing, song title, time and date stamp of when it started. When I finish it, time and date stamp of when it's written. When I record it, time and date stamp of when it's recorded. Now, ideally, in the perfect world, it's like time, date stamp, say, fucking, what's that? 4:30 on April 18th, 2026. Boom. Finish 7 o'clock. 7, writing it. You know what I'm saying? The whole song. It could be long, it could be short. Let's just say though, start at 4:30, finish the song at 7, right? Boom, timestamp. Finish writing, Now you got the third timestamp. Finish recording. 4:18, 10 p.m. You know what I mean? 4:18:26. So, you know what I mean? You're doing that whole process of a whole song in like 5 hours. That would be ideal. But every song won't come together like that. But it's possible. Just depending on what you know what I'm saying, the workflow, what type of song it is. But you know, for certain type of joints, like just regular like three verses and a hook type of shit. It's like bars and hooks. Yeah, that's super easy. You can even get a good record in that time if everything's fucking landing right, you know. If you in that zone, if you in that motherfucking zone, you get a record done in 5 hours, yo. You know what I mean? Let's stretch it. Let's say 4 to 11. You know what I mean? Even 4 to 12. But the point is, it would be dope, ideally, to have the timestamp of the beginning, finish writing the record, finish recording the record within the same day. That's what I was getting at. You know what I mean? Getting everything done the same day when you're catching that vibe. So you still got enough time to go over the shit, make the things. Then you got the people in there with you that's doing it. That's why for me, it's like, I can set up a studio at the crib, right? And I'm going to. But as I'm working on these albums, it's like, I don't want to just record songs by myself. because now there's probably certain records that may come out. You know what I mean? Whoever's in the room or not in the room influences the vibe and how the record down comes out. You know, so it's like a certain cast of people that ideally I would love to have in the studio with me. You know, cause when we had the studio at out in Cary, out Harrison, man. Everybody used to come through this fucking studio and it'd be dope because we're recording, motherfuckers popping up, you know, chicks would come through, you know what I mean? And we had the Battle Squad studio, when they had the studio over by Snug Harbor, that shit was so dope because everybody used to be there. I used to see so many people there, I never even seen them record, but everybody would be there. You know what I mean? At any given time, somebody was in there putting work in, and it was such a big building. There was a couple different rooms. Niggas could be in one room working on beats, niggas in the other room smoking and drinking. You know what I'm saying? Then the Snug Harbor was right next door to the bar, so you could go back and forth, and that bar was pretty decent back then. And then it wasn't too far from wherever you know, it's the Ville, so it ain't too far from where you're trying to go to next. You know, you're going from there right to the Strat. You used to go to the Strat around that time. We used to be in the Ville. That was crazy because Cliff used to come through all the time. And he was in Baltimore. I remember he had some shit happen with his work. So he was getting paid for like 6 months. He's still getting paid. And so he was just on the road. He'll be that was a fun time because that's when we was always moving around. Me and Tony was moving around like city to city. And yeah, that's when we had that range, had that black range back then, and we would man, that's when the trunk used to be filled with straight merch. You know what I mean? To the brim. And used to have a lot of shit in that truck. That was crazy. Thousands of dollars, thousands and thousands worth of shit in that trunk at any given moment. And it was dope, man. Like, remember sometimes on a Wednesday, nigga, we might just pull up to BG McGee's, like on some random shit on a Wednesday. We just fuck it, let's go to BG McGee's and get some fucking wings in Greensboro, you know. And yeah, we would go to Charlotte. It was fun, man. Like, we would go everywhere for the whole week. We would go to homecoming, A&T homecoming for the whole week. You know what I mean? And sell shit. We'll get there and like CI be there the whole week. You know, it used to be wild, man. It was, man, like the internet fucked up a lot of fucking hustles, man. That's one thing about this new age. It's like applying the hustle in this new age. It's different. It's like hustle of like physically moving around, you know what I mean, meeting with customers, dropping, you know. It was like, now that I look at it, it was like on demand, like fucking Amazon or DoorDash, how we was doing it, because we was doing it out the truck, so we would pull up to wherever we wanted. So we was doing pop-ups before pop-ups. You know what I mean? We pull up. Oh, it's popping over here. Okay, damn, they got some shit. Boom. We pull up, pop the trunk. Now we at the storefront. Boom. Right on you. Giving out the number. Wherever we go, had the flyer. So one side of the flyer was advertising the album. And one side of the flyer was advertising the fucking the clothing business. So, you know, we was always moving CDs at the same time because the CDs only cost like $10. Everything in the fucking truck cost more than $10. So it's easy to get a CD sale on top of every sale. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, man, it was pop up before the pop up. You know what I mean? People hit us up like, yo, can you drop this off? Boom. You know what I mean? We pulling up, making deliveries. You know what I mean? In those days, it'd be faster than Amazon. Call me right now. All right, bet. I'm on my way. And sometimes the weekends would be crazy because we'll post up at certain places, especially in the Ville, at the McDonald's gas station with the when it used to be popping. That was the only show in town. And Jacksonville used to be, man, it's cool. It's still cool. But it used to be popping though, man. Had 108 Party Zone, Planet Rock, Strat. At one time, it was so many clubs. Like Alexander's and all them on the other side. It was popping, yo. Then you had the little lounges, the little after-hour spot. It was a different era, man. It was you used to have to go to the bar and get your own drink. Before everybody thought they were so important. Sitting in sections. Shit was fun. I mean, like, I hate sections, man. Like, you go to a fucking place to party, right? But you wanna sit in a fucking section the whole time. I feel like you at motherfucking Applebee's, yo. You could have went to TGA Fridays and sat in the section. You get the fucking sparklers on your drink and shit. Still, I feel like some shit should just run a course and just be done. Like sections and motherfucking sparklers on bottles. I want to see that shit. Can't even fucking talk to nobody in the club. Since everybody in the section, everybody's too fucking important to look like they having fun. Everybody going out to act like they there to be seen. Like they act like they're literally there to be seen. Not like, so to be seen as in like they act like they're the attraction. Everybody in the section now act like they the fucking attraction. You ever been to a fucking party and the whole party was sections? DC. We used to go, when I first moved to Baltimore, man, the first time we went out in DC, the whole shit was a section, bro. It wasn't even a fucking dance floor, and it was a club. It was all sections, bro. You know everybody in the section gotta act cool. See, but when they had sections of VIP before, it might be like up in the balcony, booth balcony, so, or in the back of the club to where it's like on a raised platform, to where if you got the section, you're looking at something which is the rest of the people at the club dancing, moving around, going to the bar. But everybody got a fucking section. What's everybody looking at? Everybody looking at everybody else in the other sections. Everybody's too damn cool. Shit. Everybody a fucking celebrity now in a section. I feel like everybody in a section got a section persona. It's like when you in a section, you turn into somebody else. It's like, I guess the mindset is, why would I get a section if I wanted to be myself? I'm not getting a section to be myself. I'm getting a section to be a very important person for the fucking evening. That's why I'm getting a section, right? Okay. Yup. If I ever get a section, I'm gonna turn my section into a dance floor. Or what if you just start going places, right? I'm tired of this shit. Buy 4 sections in a row. Fucking move the fucking couches and make a fucking section that's the dance floor. You could come in here if you're dancing. Now chicks just want to go. Now when the whole club ain't a section, chicks they just love to come up to the section. It's the easiest thing to do. Yo, come have drinks at the section, right? So now we could set up the section, but you can only come have drinks in the section if you want to actually fucking dance. You want to dance in the section? Fine. Only way. Motherfuckers get too cool to dance. dance, yo. Everybody too fucking cool to have fun. Not me. You might catch me in some hiking sandals, nigga. After we went camping, we hiked up the mountain. Bro, I'm wearing my I still got my hiking sneakers on. Not my hiking sneakers, you know, my hiking sandals, right? Bro, man, I looked down, bro. We had went downtown afterwards, and about to go get some food. I looked down at my feet, yo. My feet, they like, it was a combination of shit on them, like dirt, pollen, sweat. That was the nastiest fucking shade of green I ever seen, yo. Guess what? I earned that shit because I was having fucking fun. Like, y'all was too cool to do anything outside the box. But anyway, yeah, man, I seen that shit. Oh, that shit hurt. I had some towels, bro. I had to wipe my feet off, bro. I had to put my socks on and then put my regular hiking boots on. And I was like, man, I looked down at my feet and I said, man, I'm too cool for this shit. I'm too fucking cool for my feet to look like what they've been through. Nah, y'all gotta fucking draw the line somewhere, dog. Dirt, pollen, and sweat on my feet. That's like my limit. Yeah, that's my limit of uncool. Like, whatever you might think ain't cool, that ain't cool, nigga, hiking the sandals. Yeah. My limit of not cool is motherfucking dirty, polleny, sweaty feet, dog. I just couldn't be seen like that. I just felt sorry for whoever had the misfortune of looking down at my feet that day. I apologize. Yeah, tonight about to be lit again. And we did get 2 records done. We got 2 records done, so now we got 4. We got 4 records for the day to Sunday and Shine. We're gonna release something in June. This is March. No, we in April. Thinking releasing something in June. June, ideal. We got so many records that's like summertime big hit records, so it's like, man, like, at least put it out, put something out, start bubbling some shit, you know what I mean? Start making the moves, the rollout, you know what I'm saying? Make the rollout moves and alignments and shit, sponsorships, brand deals, all of that. Performance is locked in. Gotta perform, man. I gotta perform on this album. Gotta perform. It's time. It's time to hit the road. Get my show game up. So when it's time to go on tour, I'm ready. Stop performing. Engaging the record responses to records and then like do as many new rooms as possible where people have never heard the song. Just see what type of reactions they get from never having heard them before. I can test out. I feel like right now we in a good place with it. 4 songs done, recorded. Got a lot of more shit to record. It's not a rush. It's like, if I record 1 song per studio day, I'm cool with it. It'd be cool to get 2 or 3, but I'm not in a rush. Get this shit right. Get it right. Chill, not be in no fucking rush. I remember back in the day where I like, Dead Bro Can't Live, I never recorded that like 3 days or some shit. I recorded that while we was on spring break. I was going to Winston. I think I recorded, me and Frank did Tough Act to Follow in like 3 or 4 days. Shit, me and John, I don't know how many songs we did, like 3 weeks in Chicago. Recognize Real, that was a quick one. But the Longest Breaker was wild because we did that shit in like 5 days. Writing them and all that shit for the majority of that album, all on the spot, writing them, recording them, same day, same session. Shit was dope. That was fun. Mantras was easy to record. We did that shit quick, maybe like in 2 days. But I feel like Mantras could have been better, man. Like it a lot. I like it. It's like it was too much shit going on. It's like another thing for me about recording. I've recorded around people I don't necessarily know, but have familiar energy. When I was recording Mantras, man, for an album like that, it wasn't like bad energy, but it was just too much unfamiliar energy to where it's like, because you know some people, right? Because some people bring people around you and you know they solid just off the fucking cosign of the person that brought them around you. Then you got other situations where the people around you have no idea what kind of shit they got to be on. Because some people let anybody around them. You feel what I'm trying to say? Where, like, my brother, for instance, anybody he bring around him, I already got a certain level of trust for him. He not about to have nobody around him that's on bullshit. So, you know, don't gotta have your guard up. But in certain situations, I've been in studios where people come through I don't know, and the energy doesn't feel familiar. So now my vibe is off. Now I'm not in my fucking pocket. That's just a real thing. It's a real thing. Perfect example. When I recorded Down in the Dirt from the Recognize Real album, for all my niggas feeling down in the dirt, and it's crunch time. They could only get a pound of the work. All my niggas feeling down in the dirt, cause it's crunch time. They could only get a pound of the work. Man, I forgot how it go. I ain't heard it in so long. You know, like I refuse not to eat when it's lunchtime. So that song, that was a crazy song. I remember I wrote that song driving around one day in my head. I never wrote it down. That's when I was writing in my head. I wrote this song. Now I gotta hear that song, cause I said that line in one of my new songs, the first song I recorded. Anyway, so yeah, I'm riding around. I'm in the Ville, I'm riding through Piney Green, and just riding, listening to this beat. I had just got the beat from E Money from Battle Squad. Because they was working on the Battle Squad compilation. So he threw me that beat to get on for the compilation. This one they had the studio back behind KFC, back right up the street from Peso. And so I go over there, because I wrote the song that day. I think I got the beat one day, wrote it the next. Then I went to record it the next, like within a 3-day span, 2-day span. I go over there, and there's some people in there. You know what I mean? I remember Kenny Pimenta was in there. He was in there. And there was some other people that was in there that I didn't know. You know what I mean? But the energy was good. Everybody was on the same vibe. So it actually added to the song. Like, I gotta play Down in the Dirt, man. I got that shit on CD too. Down in the Dirt. That was off the Recognize Real album. Down in the Dirt, track 4. And when I go in there, right? Start spitting that shit. Everybody in the fucking studio is just like this. Motherfuckers don't even know me. For the most part, I knew maybe half the people in there. It's gone. I play the first verse. I'm looking at everybody, right? I'm like, okay, they feeling this shit. Hell yeah. Because it was one of them songs that I'm like, sometimes you write songs for people. Like, you know what I mean? So where it's like, if you're attached to a group of people that you know is going through this situation, to see that fucking demographic that you wrote the fucking song for be tuned and locked into that shit, it confirms that you fucking goddamn, you in touch. You know what I mean? It confirms that you understand the element that you're trying to motherfucking give light to with that piece of art, with that writing, with whatever it is. Like, to see the people that you speaking to and for connecting with it in real time, fucking let me know. Like, that's a fucking banger. Dun 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 dun. You chopped the hell out that sample, man. I said, I be hoping for days when I won't need the ibuprofen. Cause I be loking, my life is a headache and I quit smoking. So I'm trying to find a way to cope. I'm getting so far away from hope, so far. But I am not far away from broke. I am not far away from broke. I'm down to my last. It's getting so hard to come by cash. Thinking about risking it all, let my gun go blast. Yo, I need me a sweet lick, you know, a little something that'll put a nigga back on his feet quick. For all my niggas feeling down in the dirt, cause it's crunch time and you can only get a pound of the work. Yeah, man, that was a moment, cause like when I came out the fucking studio, out the booth, I was like, everybody was fucking nodding and making comments, you know what I'm saying? Like, I remember Kenny was like, and I had never even seen him in the studio. That was my first time. I didn't know he was associated with music in any way. I didn't even know he knew them. He was from out Swansboro, you know, Rick and all of them. They were from like Southwest. So I forget who he was in there with or why. I think he used to fuck with Axe Slaughterhall. And Axe Slaughter might have been in there that day too. But yeah, that day was dope. Then Kenny was like, yeah, yo, that shit right there, that's a strong ass album cut. That's a good album cut. Like, yeah. It ended up damn sure being a standout album cut. Cause it was this dude named P out in Winston, right? When I was pumping the album. So I'm pumping the album and shit. I'm at the gas station on Jonestown, across from the bowling alley. And he pull up. He nigga had like a bubble Chevy. He had the bubble Chevy pull up. I'm like, yo, what's up, bro? You check my music, woo. And I played them sometimes. Sometimes I feel low, that's why I get high, no lie. Sometimes that song. And I'm playing that, he was like, I don't know, my nigga, yo, homie, I don't know if I'm feeling that one, homie. That one just ain't my bounce, homie. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm a real nigga, homie. So if I like it, I'm gonna tell you. If I don't, I'm gonna just keep it real, homie. That I see what you're trying to do on that, homie, but that just ain't my speed, homie. I skimmed through and I said, okay. So I played Down in the Dirt. I see that nigga, he start to pop in his head. Nigga start to He started listening to the lyrics. Oh, okay, homie. Oh, you speaking that real nigga shit, homie. Yeah, nigga only could get a pound of the work, homie. Real nigga shit, homie. It was like that, yo. And that nigga ended up copping the CD. And I ended up seeing that nigga the rest of the time I used to live in Winston. Now I see that nigga out and about, you know what I mean? The nigga was a hooper. You know what I mean? Nigga used to hoop. Nigga had a jump shot. The nigga really kind of remind me of Gilly the Kid a little bit. You know what I mean? But damn. Yeah, homie. What the nigga said, and I was telling about him, he's like, yo, my homie, all I listen to is Gucci, homie. Just real nigga shit, homie. And all Gucci, dog. That's all I listen to, homie. He was like, nah, homie, I ain't feeling that bounce. I played down the dirt. He was like, oh, okay, homie. Yeah, okay, homie. That's some real nigga shit, homie. Okay. All right, I see where you going, homie. It used to be funny in Winston, dog, because, like, when I moved out there, yo, I would be moving around, meeting so many people, that I would meet people that was like, for me being not from Winston, I would meet people and they'd be like, how the fuck does he know both of us? How is there any possible way that he know both of us and didn't meet either one of us through each other? Yeah, I used to move around in Winston, man. I used to be selling them CDs all over the city. And I started selling clothes again in Winston. So I remember one time, yo, what was his old buddy name, man? Damn, what was his name? This dude used to always buy shit from me. I forget his name, man. Fuck. Short dude, man. Damn, what was his dude name? So we was in Winston. He hit me one time. He wanted me to drop some shit off. And he got me in the middle of the motherfucking hood, man. I'm in the middle of the hood. That's when I had the Green Explorer. I'm in the middle of the hood. Fucking the hatch popped up on the joint, right? Nigga. I see some niggas walking up. And I'm like, damn, niggas set me up. I thought I got set up, bro. I thought niggas about to pull the ratchet on me and take my shit. I was in the middle of the fucking hood. By myself. Meeting this nigga. So when the niggas is walking up, nigga on wit, he was like, yo, what up with y'all? So, yeah. False flag, you know what I mean? But man, did I in Winston, bro, I was fucking, like when I used to sell weed in Winston, it was a drought. That's what made the song so crazy, because like, I wrote that song, it was like during a fucking drought, when you really could only get like a pound of weed if you was lucky. You be lucky if you get some mid, you might be able to get a pound. Somebody might get like 5 pounds in, 10 pounds in, and you might be able to get one. Other than that, nigga, the shit that he was getting was like worse than when you could rake off the fucking damn somebody's backyard with a sun scorched the grass. Nigga, you could have maybe get a pound, or you could get some of that shit. Nigga, it looked like a bag of fucking twigs. And I used to go to some questionable environments to acquire my agriculture. I don't even know, but I would walk in these places because it was that hard to get at the time, and I was fucking like, fuck this, I need the money, I'm gonna get this fucking money, right? So I would go in environments back then, knowing there's a 50-50 chance I'm gonna get fucking robbed. I was by myself. In all kind of fucking hoods. I'm fucking, me and white boys in the mountain. You know, they got all kind of guns and shit. I'm fucking, yeah, it was crazy. Charlotte, everywhere, yo, just fucking meeting randoms. Yo, my man is so-and-so, yeah, meet him here, da-da-da. He gonna be in this car. Shit like that, dumb shit. I remember one day, but I never did let anybody come to my house. That was one thing. Ever. Never, ever. And shit was wild, bro. Shit was wild. We going to see Bert tonight. Bert Kreischer. You know know that shit gonna be hilarious. Fucking hilarious, man. I'm just excited, yo. Like, so much more of the story to tell. So much more of the story, man. Like, storyline is just kind of, they call them shits the arcs. Got some crazy arcs. I do be wondering, like, certain shit that we had from the past, like, what format was it done in, like, all this literature, these philosophers, their so-called writings, was it like, how do we know it wasn't their music and whatever form of media they was using back then just disappeared, and the only thing left over was the written word, not the physical, you know what I mean, the media, because you don't know. It makes me think about, like, musically, like, they take my words off the beat. I want it to still mean something. I don't want the words to just be like another instrument on the beat. I want the words to have meaning, you know. They can function as an instrument on the beat. I mean, ideally, because you want the flow to you know, mesh. Sometimes you want to do things that stand out, but like, you want the flow and the music to blend seamlessly. So, on the other hand of that, like, take all these rhymes and what do they mean to people 1,000 years from now? Like, what do they mean? Birth philosophies? Can it, you know what I mean? Provide, you know, different angles logically in the future. Like, what's going to be the meaning of it? So it's like, without the context and the slang, it's like you could write some shit that means one thing based on the Webster defined version of the word, at the same time making it mean double with the slang, or triple or quadruple. So, like, 1,000 years from now, future of how society is going to be moving, how are they going to be thinking? So, like, what could I do from a writer standpoint, lyrically, to where it's like, okay, this is where people's minds will be in 1,000 years. What if you could think about that, right? This is what people's minds will be like in 1,000 years. This is how they will think. So I'm going to enter the argument. I'm going to insert myself into the discourse of 1,000 years from now. And debate ideas from a millennia from now. That'd be crazy. Like, just that concept would be dope as fuck. You would have to do it right with the music, because you could kind of go so far. It gotta be straight a sci-fi rap album. It wouldn't even have to be rap. It would just be like a sci-fi album. That's like, what genre, what kind of production would that be? And I think I got an idea. So it's just, you know, fun times. Fun times, you heard? Talking to my peoples. Everybody doing shit they love, you know what I mean? Shouts out to Chuck. Birthday last week. He out in Brazil. I always wanted to go to Brazil, man. He wanted me to go. I couldn't make it. I couldn't make this trip. I couldn't make this trip. So too much going on. But man, I wish I will in the future go to Brazil. The world's so big, man. Think about how big the world is. You can really just think about just starting your own street, block, a mile radius, a 5 mile radius, a 10 mile radius that you're within. It's crazy how big the world is, but when you think about a 10 mile radius, you haven't even seen everything in your 10 mile radius. There's shit in your 10 mile radius that people travel to for hours to do. Something special. At least in your 50. You know what I mean? And that's just worst case. In your 100 mile radius, people travel somewhere within 100 miles of you from all over the world to do some shit that you don't even know exists. And we talk about how big the world is. Man, shit. I wonder how many lifetimes would it take to truly immerse yourself in all the cultures of the world? And you could be in one city, or the west side and the east side, be completely different. You know what I mean? One neighborhood to the next, completely different. Like in Durham, yo. You meet people in Durham that have several different accents, and they from Durham. And even Jacksonville. You got people in the city that kind of talk a certain way in Jacksonville. Then you got people out like Belgrade, Maysville. You feel me? You keep going further, they talk different. You go to like the New Bern, you know what I mean? Kinston, they talk different. Jacksonville is just crazy because there's so many different accents that people grow up with there in Jacksonville because of the military. I don't even know what the accent of Jacksonville is. Why are they going 60 miles an hour? I pull up, Tate about to be over here, man. Linking up with Tate. BT Connect. This comedy thing, I don't know what time it's going to end. We're going to kick it downtown Durham. When we get back in town, I might go hit this salsa night. But yeah. Let me get back to this writing, yo. I'll holler at y'all. Feel Black, Creative Drive, Highway Edition. Peace.